everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Hannah. On my channel I do a whole lot of reviews, try-ons, makeup tutorials, lifestyle videos, stuff like that. So if any of that interests you, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Today I wanted to show you guys my full coverage foundation, or not full coverage, my full coverage makeup routine. So I don't do this routine all the time. And I honestly only wear makeup maybe 3 times a week, and that is if I'm filming and I want to look nice for the camera. But I decided I would show you guys this because on my Instagram I get a lot of questions about, and even from my friends and family, how I get such like a smooth base. And I also want to say I do have dry skin, so with dry skin I don't get that big of pores. So with that being said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if this video interests you, and also turn on those notifications so you get notified as to when I post my next video. And if you guys hear any noises at all, I did get a new dog and his name is Hank. He's a little Pomeranian, and right now he's just underneath my feet sleeping, but he probably will be digging at the trash pretty soon here if I don't continue to watch him. But anyway, I'm super excited for this makeup tutorial, so let's just get right into it. So I did take a shower this morning, so I also moisturized after I took my shower. But I use the Burt's Bees like overnight moisturizing cream, and it's oily, like really liquidy and watery, but it really refreshes my face because in the winter I get so dry. But right now I'm just taking my Mario Badescu Rose Water, giving myself a little spritz. And I feel like this really helps like me, it just feels super refreshed. And then, so as you guys can tell, I do kind of have, well, maybe the camera isn't picking it up, but I have like little red patches right here. My chin is a little red. I have like a zit going on here, and I get red right here. So to color correct, I like to take my L'Oreal Magic Anti-Redness. This is just their correcting primer. And then I like to pretty much just put it on my face in those areas. I can go overboard sometimes, but I really don't care because I find that this really helps. Hank, stop! And then I just take a like blending brush. This is like, I got this I think when I was still in high school, and it was like $1, and at that time I couldn't afford anything, so I mean I use it still, so I can't complain. But I just blend that in really lightly. I almost like stipple it in. Zoom you guys in here so you can really see my redness right now. So I do have freckles, I do have dark circles. Dark circles kind of run in my family. So I get so very pale in the winter, because in the summer I actually do get a very nice tan, but in the winter I get really frustrated because with being so pale you can really see all my veins. Like you can literally see a vein on the side of my face. You can see my veins, you can see all my little pimples, everything like that. My boyfriend Brian, he's Latino, and he has such pretty golden skin, and he never has that problem. He never burns in the summer. You never like see any like little veins or anything on his face, but I guess I just have to deal with it. So this anti-redness correcting primer really helps with that. So to move on to another primer, this one has been my favorite recently. This is the Julep Blank Canvas Mattifying Primer. Holy cow, this is thick. And I've had this for a while actually, and it's kind of broken. You'll see that it kind of comes out if I have any left. This is great. Okay, so it's kind of broken right here, but I just like to take that and just set it on the sides of my nose. I'm not quite rubbing it in yet. On my chin and a little bit on my forehead. And then I let it sit for about like 30 seconds to a minute, and then I'll rub it in. I just feel, maybe it doesn't do anything, but I just feel like it literally just instantly gets rid of my pores like when it sinks in. And I got this at Ulta. I know I went into an Ulta when I was at college and they didn't have it, so I'm wondering if they stopped selling it or it was just that specific Ulta. But again, this is the Julep Blank Canvas Mattifying Primer. So I'm just gonna zoom you guys in and let you like kind of look at my face and see what it's looking like right now. So as you can tell, I am still a little red right here, and I have little mini areas that need some covering up. So in order to do that, I will be taking a concealer. So my go-to concealer right now is the Too Faced Born This Way, just like a lot of other people's. But this is in shade Swan. At first, I didn't like this because I thought it was very drying, but eventually I kind of just got over it and began to like it a little bit more. So I'm going to be putting, well, just like all the red areas that I talked about in the beginning of the video, I'm going to be kind of covering those up. And to blend that all out, I'm just going to be taking my Morphe Y6 brush and kind of just tapping that product in there, not really swiping because I feel like that takes the product away. And I say this in like every single one of my makeup videos, but I am not a beauty guru. I just do whatever works for me. Hopefully you guys can take away a little bit of something from this video. When I do this full coverage foundation look, it makes sense to use a full coverage foundation. So my favorite right now, as you guys can probably tell, I've been using this in the last couple of my videos, is the Maybelline Superstay Foundation in 118 Light Beige. This actually might be a little too dark for me, which is sad, but this is such a pretty color. I'm just going to be like lightening it up if I need to with my concealer. So I like to just kind of put it right on my face, about like a quarter pump for each of these little pumps, and then I will just spread it out with my finger. My favorite sponge at the moment is this Real Technique sponge. They are just so soft. I did try the Morphe sponge recently, and I felt like it literally just picked up all the product, and like I felt like I was just slamming my face, like punching my face the entire time I tried to blend my makeup out. Now I just really take my time with blending it out. There's no specific way that I do it, honestly. So I didn't show you much of me blending out my foundation because, like I said, it's nothing special. I just take my time. But since I am looking a little, I think in person it's a little darker than on camera, so I'm going to be fixing that with my concealer, and this happens to me a lot because I am very pale. I do have the lightest shade that they offer in the Superstay foundation. Maybe this isn't the lightest one. This is Fair Porcelain in 102. Maybe they have like a 100 or 101. But I think that this was like the lightest shade at the store, and this is my color in the winter. Oh, it's sad. Anyway. But I'm just going to be taking the same concealer, and I'm first going to go ahead and just kind of put that right underneath my cheekbones, help define my cheekbones, and also just like make my foundation just look a little bit lighter. I'll put just a little bit on my chin and Cupid's bow. Now, I don't cream contour just because I feel like if I make a mistake, it instantly looks muddy. But obviously you can do whatever you want with how you do your makeup, but this just works best for me. Now that I think about it, I don't know why I put concealer on my chin because I have a fat ass chin and I don't want to make it look bigger, so I'm gonna stop doing that. And I always make sure to get right up in my nose area. So now that I have my concealer on, I'm going to be baking my entire face. Now when I bake, I feel like this is what really locks in my foundation, obviously, but really makes it look like I have that flawless skin. So for all the people out there that don't bake, I would suggest it, honestly, because that's what truly makes my pores go away and look like there's nothing there and make my skin look so smooth. So for the under eye, I am taking my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in 05 Fair. And then for the rest of my face, I'm taking the same exact thing, just in 10, or Fair Light. So just taking, again, the 5 underneath my eyes. And everywhere I concealed, actually. And I like to take it on a different beauty blender or sponge. And I think that way works the best, so you can really get in there and press it in. And wherever you're the oiliest, I would definitely recommend like focusing the powder there. So I'm like the oiliest right in my T-zone area, especially right by my nose. So I really like to focus that powder there. So So for this 05, I don't let it sit for too long because I think it kind of leaves a white cast because it's so light. Because it's not a translucent powder, it's truly like a light, loose powder. So I like to take this one, not on a beauty blender, just on a big fluffy brush. The one I use is just from BH Cosmetics. Doesn't have a number, I don't think. I just kind of press it in there and just go over that bake, but I don't swipe, honestly, because I think it just, again, helps that product stay there and not move around too much. So now that I wiped all that bake off, right now I have kind of been liking to bronze before I contour. I don't know why, but I am so basic. I just take my butter bronzer by Physicians Formula. This one is in the light bronzer. I do know that they have 2 shades of this, so. And I just go on the perimeter of my face because that's where I usually contour. And again, I like to just kind of pat it in there and then blend out, almost like an eyeshadow. So once I'm done adding bronzer, I actually did decide to contour. I usually don't contour, I don't know, but I use my Wet n Wild contouring palette, obviously just this shade right here. It's a nice gray undertone and really looks good for my skin tone. So once I'm done with that, I always set my face, and my favorite at the moment is the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Fixing Spray. I'm running out, so hopefully this doesn't spray everywhere and ruin my makeup. And as you can tell, I drench my face, but then I take my Real Technique sponge and blend that liquid foundation with all the powders. And this is what gets me that flawless look without it looking, I mean, obviously it looks like you have makeup on. Nobody's like that naturally chiseled with contour. Maybe, but it just helps like everything sink into the skin. I love the look you get like when it's like a couple hours after you've done your makeup and your makeup is really starting to set and sink into your skin. Like, oh, I think that looks so good. So of course I forgot to do something, and that is add blush. I haven't always been adding blush. I kind of recently just added it into my routine. I got this Laura Geller blush. This is the Baked Blush and Brighten. And I really like it because it is honestly like a blush and highlight in one. I'm just going to be taking a Real Techniques blush brush and adding that. Hopefully it doesn't ruin my makeup because I just set my face. Moving on to highlight, I'm just taking my Maybelline Master Chrome highlight in Molten Gold. I used to use this one all the time, and then I kind of found it again, and I'm using it a lot more often now. I'm just taking this on a BH Cosmetics number 12 brush. This is like a really fluffy blending brush. Honestly, it's for eyeshadow, but I like how precise it is for highlight, so. And going back in with that blush brush and just blending that highlight out because I don't want that like solid line of highlight. So I'm pretty much done with my face, so I'm gonna do my brows and eyes, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I finished my makeup. Lashes literally changed the way I look, and I love them, and my eyebrow, everything. I guess I went from like a 0 to a 2. Don't mind all the clothes in the background. Yeah, okay, anyway. I'm just gonna zoom in and show you guys what my skin is looking like. So as of right now, this is what it looks like. Honestly, I love doing like a full coverage look like this because I feel like a whole different person. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy this, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and let me know down below what tips helped you guys, or if you have been doing any of these tricks that I do. Probably like you guys, I learned a lot of my tricks and like tips from YouTubers. So yeah, I am obviously, like I said, no professional whatsoever. So this is just what works for me. I have dry to combination skin, dry in the winter, combination in the summer. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in my next video.